So most people understand that Ruqyah is the Quran recited into water. We use the words of God, we use our prayers, we recite this into water, blow on it, they use the term dry spit, and that this gets trapped into the water. We use this water to clean our surfaces, we will drink it ourselves. We will clean the doorway to our home to remove negative energy out of our life and out of our environment. So I've been studying this. I have a couple scholars that I'm learning from right now, and I wanted to see how far does this go? How far does this really take us? And that's whenever I stumbled onto something catastrophic, something that has changed my perspective about water and ourselves entirely. Now, to be fair, these are things we already knew to be true, but we have pure evidence of Ruqyah, of Islamic exorcisms working. And I will even go to say, even to an extent, that maybe some of the Christian exorcisms are working as well. It's just going to be really down to the individual and what that individual is praying to. But that's a different conversation. That's a side point. What I want to get into is the proof and the evidence. It is substantial. It is so substantial. And you guys will be able to physically see with your own eyes the difference between water that is prayed on and contaminated water. Like they literally took contaminated water, prayed into it, and you can see the difference between the two. And before we jump in, I want everybody to understand the negativity that we're watching online, that we are involving ourselves in, whether it be through watching negative videos or saying it out loud or somebody saying it to ourselves. This really affects us. Our bodies are 70% water. So whenever I show you these images, think to yourself, what is this negative energy doing to us? This is a beautiful thing and a powerhouse of information for us to know. This is not something light. This is not something small. This is extremely substantial. Now, I also want you guys to understand that this is evidence of the entire human vibration structure. And this includes our music, our ideas, our thoughts, our words. Some of their studies, all they did was tape a positive word to it and then tape a negative word to another solution of water that is from the identical source, and you can see the difference between the two. It is mind-blowing. So we're going to go through some of the positive ones first so you guys can see really how beautiful these shapes are outside of negativity and in a very positive environment. So the first one is going to be thank you. Now you guys can see that this is a beautiful shape, right? It looks like a snowflake. What they did is they said thank you to it, or they taped thank you to the container that's holding the water. Now after that, this one is wisdom, another positive word, right? This is something that is positive in our life. Wisdom, intelligence, intellect, these kind of words. Now here also is an example of the word truth. And notice how it's not the exact same thing every time. So it's showing the vibration structure of each of these positive words. So don't worry, in a minute, I'm going to show you what negativity does to these. It's crazy. Like this, I cannot get my head around. Like I cannot stop thinking about this. This is a situation that blows me away. Now, I've tried to say this a couple times and I don't know if it's really sticking. So I hope you guys understand what I'm about to say. Words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. Spelling. It is a spell. And this isn't language dependent, which is wild. This is a Japanese scientist. They've done both English and Japanese in these tests. Afterwards, if you guys want to look into this yourself, just Google message in the water. You can look it up on YouTube, you can look it up on Google, and you can see just endless amounts of all their studies and all their evidence that they've brought forth to us. So right here is an example of the word eternal. Another very beautiful, very positive word. After that, we have angel. This is what it looks like whenever you recite angel into water. Now, here's another one that says, I love you. After that is peace. So now we're going to get into some of the negative ones. Now, this image right here, do you know what they said to it? They said to this water, you make me sick. Like, really understand. I'm going to pop up a side by side so you guys can see the difference. Understand that this is words. These words are being trapped into the water. We need to be more careful about what we're saying. We need to understand that these negative words are affecting us and they're affecting others. When you say it, the vibrations coming out of your mouth, it affects your body. You are 70% water. Now, what's also pretty mind-blowing about this situation is this actually proves evil eye. This proves negativity and it proves evil eye to be real. So whenever somebody's giving you evil eye and they're talking behind your back and backbiting, these kind of things that we already know are forbidden, when they're doing these things, it does affect you. It does get to you. The way to reverse this is through prayer. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit just because I really want you guys to see this. I have it pulled up right here. That's why I keep looking away, because, it's not on this screen yet. Not what you guys are saying. Now, I'll do that afterwards. But this is polluted water, right? The exact same polluted water, look what it turns into. That is after prayer. All they did was prayed into this water. This is crazy. This is concrete evidence of what Ruqyah does and how powerful it is. Another example I have is evil. This is whenever they said evil, or they wrote evil on the container for the water. This is wild. This is wild. Like, I hope you guys are sharing the same amount of excitement that I am, because this is just concrete evidence. Like, nobody can say otherwise. We have this. We have concrete evidence that nobody can disprove. When somebody tells you Ruqyah doesn't work, jinns aren't real, negative energy is not real, it's not a thing, you're just in your head, they're part of the problem. They're sending negative words to you. They're making the problem worse. These people are flat out wrong. We have proven it. And it is so beautiful, because this is another one of those things that we were taught thousands of years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or however long. The word of God is real. And what's even more fascinating about this, it proves that God's design, we can't even begin to understand. Like, I don't even think this is scratching the surface. This is nowhere near the level of it. Because if we could see this is how it's affecting water, what about anything else? What about everything else? And then you take it a step further. What about like negative environments? What about like Los Angeles? Imagine what that looks like. Imagine what everybody feels like under constant negative environment. This wears down on you. And once again, I'm probably going to repeat this tons of time. What beats this is prayer. I'm going to pop it up one more time. This is polluted water before prayer. This is water after prayer. Prayer breaks this. It breaks it every time. And you pray into the water, and you consume the water, and it cleanses you. Now, another one I think that is pretty crazy is they tested music, right? So they did some with like Beethoven, and it came beautiful images similar to like positive words. When they used heavy metal, it looks very close to whenever they did the Fool. I'll pop those two up too. And I've noticed that the sad music, there was one of them that they brought up. I'll look up afterwards and show you guys too. There's one of them that I don't have pulled up currently, where they played a song that I believe was like classical music, but it was sad. It was in a minor chord, or I'm assuming in the song it went from major to minor. So sad music affects you severely, and this looks almost identical to the contaminated water. You have to be really careful what you're listening to. And of course, I'm not going to say all music is haram, especially with this. I know there's going to be certain people that aren't going to like what I'm about to say. But sure, we have evidence that some music is okay, right? We look at the classical music and the effects it had on this water, and then you look at the effects of positive words in a positive environment on the water, and it's very similar. It's almost identical. But then like the sad music is almost identical to the negative words. These vibrations are real. Your frequency is important. And to increase your frequency, you have to believe in yourself. You have to be nice to yourself. Be kinder to yourself, and you will feel better. Every morning when you see yourself in the mirror, and this is going to sound narcissistic, but do it. Please just try it. Just try it. Every time when you see yourself in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful. Please do it. Do it for me. Do it for yourself more than anything else. But I give you full permission to be a tad bit narcissistic. And every time you see yourself in the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful. This is going to affect you. Tell yourself that you love yourself. This is going to affect you. These are real things. Now, this kind of opened up another rabbit hole, but identify that this is oddly similar to certain sacred geometry. I'm not going to go into sacred geometry too much right now. It's something I still need to study. Years ago, I was like 18, 19. So this is like over 10 years ago. I started studying sacred geometry because my tattoo artist, the guy that did my left arm, was really into it and started doing some of my fill work. So I started looking into sacred geometry and the meanings behind certain things. Now, those meanings online, I don't know if they're true. I have no clue. I'd have to study so much more. But it starts to give a bit of evidence towards that area as well. Now, although Dr. Emoto spent plenty of years proving this and studying this and giving us the evidence, we also need to know how to apply this. And yes, I said, tell yourself you're beautiful in the mirror all the time. But this isn't rocket science, and I don't want to overcomplicate things for you guys. I really hope everybody's understanding this. This is as simple as loving yourself, loving the people around you, saying positive things to yourself, saying positive things to the people around you. Give people compliments. I'm going to start this in almost every video now. I want us to set the example. We need to set the example. We have the Quran. We have the Word of God. Not everybody does. We need to set the example for the rest of society. If we are living these happy, peaceful, wonderful lives, other people are going to look at us and be like, how? They're going to be like, how? People are miserable today. They're really sad. They're depressed. They're lost. They're hopeless. And if we run around giving compliments and being happy, smiling at each other all day, they're going to wonder how you do it. When you are lit up, people are going to be curious. Now, of course, evil eye is real. There's going to be some people that aren't happy that you're happy. Of course. Then we go pray, remove their negative energy. We go pray into water, we drink the water, all gone. There's nothing they can do to us, especially because we've seen photos of contaminated water that got prayed in and how it removed that contamination. We'll probably not remove the contamination, but clean the water up. But I didn't touch on it too heavy. There's something else that's kind of been on my mind. Our thoughts have power. Our consciousness has power. We are given an extreme blessing from God because of the way He created us. I don't think any of us even begin to understand how powerful we are. So I knew this study previously, but I knew about it in plants. I knew about the study about plants. And whenever people would start thinking about cutting the grass, the plant would stress out. They measured this, they recorded it, they saw it. So our thoughts were able to connect with that grass, and we were able to measure this, improve this. So this proves it's even more important that we need to overcome temptation of the jinn. When I say temptation, I also mean like the thoughts, right? The whispers of the jinn, those little thoughts that run through your head. Whenever you have these things, always do the opposite. So whenever I'm speaking with people and I'm trying to help somebody get over this, it's one of the things that I recommend in almost every single one of the calls. So for example, say it's a situation with lust. Say it's a man married to a woman. He's having issues looking outside of his marriage. He keeps thinking this way. He's consuming adult entertainment and it's just not really going well. Every time what I recommend is if you have this situation, double down on your wife, double down on your marriage, double down on your partner, right? Give affection to your partner every time you have this temptation. Do the opposite of the temptation immediately. This is powerful. This reverses what they're trying to do. So whenever you're having these thoughts, you're having these negative temptations and just negativity in your mind in general, think the opposite. Always just think the opposite. Just be like, for example, say your thought is, oh, my hair looks really bad today. Think to yourself, but I have a lot of beautiful hair. I still have hair on my head. It's amazing. It's cool. I'm not bald, right? It could always be worse, and use that to your advantage. Our minds are really good at looking at the negative. So if we understand that the negative is not the worst, that there is a further negative, like rock bottom has a basement, we can come up out of this. So I appreciate you guys. I know this one's probably going to be a little bit shorter. I just wanted a quick banger. I didn't want this to be some overcomplicated thing, so everybody can understand it, everybody can digest it and apply it to your life. I appreciate the support. I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to go into some more relationship stuff, and I'm going to try to help people who are going through divorces. It's something I'm dealing with personally. As you guys know, the pink bag in the background's gone. This has been a long time coming. It is what it is. So I kind of want to help people that are in this position and show them, how do you get on top of this? Because I'm not like bulletproof. Like, it does affect me. It messed me up pretty bad. I want to help people get over it. There's a system I use to get back on my feet, how to overcome it mentally, that I'm going to share with all of you. I'm going to have to do in another video though. That's all I have for today.